What do you do when your side gig turns into a real shit show, eats up more and more of your time, and you're not getting the support from management that you need to succeed? Today we have another consultant Q&A, and the basic idea is this. Our friendly neighborhood consultant was working on a project, a small client team, it seems like, and the client said, hey, while you're at it, why don't you take on this other thing for us? It won't take up much of your time, right? We've all been there. And then of course this side gig grew and became a real mess, and now this person is overwhelmed, in over their head. It says in the post that the work has actually grown beyond their skill set, and then internal management is non-existent. So I'm going to start off by giving a couple of pieces of advice for how to avoid this situation to begin with, and then we'll talk about a dead simple 3-step process for how to right the ship from here. First off, we definitely need to be careful of these little requests from clients to just take on this little, it won't be too much work, right? Just a little thing to do on the side. Hold on, time out. We need to understand these requests just like we would understand a regular project. What are the objectives? Who are the stakeholders? What does success look like? What's the full scope we can expect? And then from that we can derive what are the skills needed, how much time we think it's going to take, and then you can make an informed decision about if you can take it on in addition to your day job. When we talk about land and expand, this is what we're talking about. The client likes the work you're doing and they say, hey, we've got this other thing that needs done. And if it's just a little thing, if it's something that they're not going to pay for as a separate contract or a change request or whatever, fine, you take it on. But you have the conversation to understand the true scope, because maybe this means another pair of boots on the ground. And now you're somebody that's bringing in work and expanding your project, which is excellent for your career growth. So stop at the beginning and have the conversation. Even if you don't do that though, if it seems like it's a really small side thing that you're taking on, those can grow over time. Objectives shift and scope expands, and so at any time, I want you to be comfortable to call timeout, have the conversation with the client and say, this is not what we originally agreed to, so let's reassess and come to a new agreement and go through all the points that I mentioned earlier. Now, according to your post, you are well down the road. This thing is already a mess, and the skills needed don't align with your skill set. This is definitely a situation where you need somebody from your firm on your side, a leader, to help work through this. Now, you say that internal management is non-existent, but somebody's butt is on the line for this work, right? Somebody is going to get in trouble if the client relationship goes south. Somebody is going to get rewarded if the work at this client expands. And you need to figure out who that is, because they're going to be incentivized to assist you. And so what you do is you strategize behind the scenes, you get them all caught up and you say, hey, this looks like it's going to go south. And then based on the gap between the skills needed and your own skill set, you can decide if this is something where maybe you talk to an SME, an expert in the firm, get some coaching, get some examples of deliverables that have been used in the past, and then maybe you can close that skill set gap and handle things on your own. But if there's just too much work to do, or if the skills that are needed are too far beyond your current experience, this is a situation where you would need to bring in help. And that's okay, right? You at any time call timeout, bring your leader in, sit down with the client and just say, this is the situation that we're in. This thing started small, it's grown big and complex. We all want the same outcome, which is for this to go great. But in order to do that, here's what we're gonna need in terms of additional resources, even if it's only temporary, like I said, to right the ship. So I would follow that process, look internally first, develop a strategy, and then discuss with the client. And then hopefully you'll be able to get the help that you need in order to make this a success. Good luck.